Good morning. I got sleepy. I literally just rolled out of bed. But I'm excited. I hope you can tell I'm excited. We are going to go buy a Dozer. Maybe. Sun's just now coming up. I don't remember the last time that I've been this excited. Again, no, my face don't look like it. Still got the wrinkles from the bed, but I mean, I rolled out and I'm ready to go. We'll get breakfast along the way. So I've got the trailer on the back of the F-250. So I'm gonna take Tiny's little Frontier. She's got a little Nissan Frontier, and I'm really enjoying this truck. I'm glad she got it. Never thought my wife would want a truck, but she decided she wanted a truck. Okay, let's go do this. I'm excited. Hope you can tell. I'm about as excited as can be. Got my buddy here with me. Got him up at the crack of dawn. Got a cup of coffee, and we're headed out.
Called me and woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Let's go look at that Dozer. And you know what? He did.
I said, let's go.
Hey guys, I jumped out of the truck. Didn't even bring you with me. I just forgot about it. I was so excited about this Dozer. Let me flip you around here. You ready? Here we go. Look at there. So this is a dresser TD7E. I'm thinking it's going to be about a 88. It's an 80s model unit, and we'll see if we can find us a data plate on it. Supposedly everything works on it. It's got a little, leaks, got some bumps and bruises, but I looked and we can get parts. Anything you want for this thing, it's available right now. So parts are readily available, and they're not horribly expensive. It looks like the undercarriage is in reasonably good shape. It's got it's the 5 roller. And that's important because there's some that had 4 rollers, and the parts are not as available as this one. So this one, you can get parts for it pretty good. I see. Probably wouldn't hurt to do some relining of the pins. It just glancing at it doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look like it's worn out. I was kind of expecting it to be pretty ragged out. Has some repairs done, but that looks like that's be fine. Got a leaking cylinder right there. Nothing we can't. We definitely can reline the cylinders. I looked up last night in cylinder kit, all the O-rings. About I think it was like about $60 for seal kits for all of the cylinders. That's a lot of work, but the fact that the parts are only about $60.
That's the cylinder. There's no scoring on the shafts.
No,
you just got a little bit of seal leak right there.
Well, that's common, I'd say, for this. We take the old crane truck, lift these cylinders out.
And it's just 3 of the 5 cylinders.
Yeah, so 5 cylinders.
A little bit of seal leak.
I'd probably just go ahead and pull all the cylinders, do it all at once. Change the fluid.
It's not a bad leak. It's not like it's gushing.
Well, I mean, truthfully, what I was going to do is I was going to put a couple of gallons of Lucas hydraulic booster in there. It's got the stop leak in it.
Yeah. And
I might do that for a little while, just to play with it. And but I don't want. What I want to do is fix all the cylinders, change the fluids in it, top to bottom. But you can look here. I mean, that's a really new filter. It's a Wix filter, so it's not. It's been maintained for sure. I looked at like transmission parts, like it's anything you want, like new clutches for the transmissions. They're like $10 a clutch. So probably a couple $100. It's a lot of work, but that's something that I can do. This unit right here weighs about 15,000 pounds. Jim, you see any data plate on this thing? I ain't seen a data plate yet.
Serial number right there. That's the only thing I can find.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the built date is already gone off of it. Does have a fancy seat on it though.
That is a nice seat. You can spend a few hours in there.
Oh, you bet you could.
Looks like all the gauges are intact.
I mean, it looks like a pretty squared away Dozer, what I would, you know, what I would expect. Well, I'm not sure what this right here is all about. Just the radiator. What is it?
The fuel for the radiator.
Yeah, it must have a different radiator than it come with it at factory.
Yeah, that's fuel for the radiator.
So it's got the little, I think it's a 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder, 4-cylinder, isn't it? Yeah, a little 4-cylinder International in it. So depending on what year you got this, I looked at the rebuild kit for this engine. It's like $500, and that's a new sleeves and pistons. I mean, $500. That's unbelievable. Again, a ton of work tearing it out, but it means if I want to rebuild this thing, $500 and a bunch of work. All right, we got to figure out if this thing works, and then we'll go from there. All right, the initial euphoric stage is over. Now we're really looking at what we see. So first off, I don't see anything that is a deal killer. It's still a functioning dozer, but the tracks are undercarriage. Sprockets have been replaced, but yet still the tracks are pretty worn. They're all the way adjusted to the very end, and this one's got a little bit of slack, not much, but the sprockets look like they have been replaced. Both front and rear sprockets look good. I don't know what the rollers, really can't see them. And the same on this side, the tracks are extended all the way out. So I don't know if we could take a link out and start over. You guys can tell me that. If we did decide to buy this, we will go ahead and we would go ahead and get the manuals and go at it. All right, check it out here. Look at that. So this is your throttle over here. This is in the off position. Turn it off, pushing it down. This is in the start position. Shoots a little extra fuel or something, and then once you get it cranked, drop it up here and that revs it up. Here's your transmission. Let me see if I can get this turned around here. Got your 1, 2, 3 reverse, 1, 2, 3 forward. All of this stuff is loose. It is loose, but I'm telling you, it all works. The transmission feels strong for this little tractor. Probably a good oil change and, you know, new fluid will make it go a long way. The brakes, steering work fine. Had no issue with steering. And then this is your controls over to the right side. This is blade down, blade up, tilt left, tilt right, and then this is your angle left and angle right. All right, here we go. We're gonna give her. We've been trying to crank it. What do you think?
Looks pretty nice.
All right, you guys seen what happened here? What do you think? Should I go for it? I think I'm gonna go for it. What do you think?
I think so.
Jim says he'll spend my money.
And I will stand and watch you.
He'll be on it before it's all said and done. He'll be on it. I guarantee it. There'll be new trails all over his place after this.
I'll get to cross that ditch in the backyard.
That's right. That's right. All right, the dozer's here at the farm. Got it up under the barn. What I'm going to do is pull the dozer out and move some stuff out of the barn, put this dozer in the middle so that I can have some room to work on this thing. It's kind of a rainy, crappy day, so it's the best thing to do is just be up under the barn working. Get a step. Probably a weld one. So right here, it's got a battery disconnect. There's the start button. I'm not expecting anything good to happen right now. The old battery, it's pretty bad. Well, I could be wrong. Also, it's May, but it's chilly May. It is about 48 degrees right now. We'll let her warm up just a little bit. I don't know if any of the gauges work. I don't know anything about anything. All I know is that it runs superb for a tractor this old. This is between an 82 and 84 build year. I've got a lot of work to do on this thing to even get it remotely somewhere reliable, but the first thing I noticed is how well it runs, and it has a new oil filter on it. So the oil has been changed. Got great compression, probably been rebuilt somewhere pretty recently as far as the engine, and the transmission, very, very tight. It works very well. So I'm pleased with that. But it's got a lot of leaks. That engine cranks right up. That's a weak battery too. Watch the old smoke on this thing. No emissions on this dude. All right, so we've run the old dozer a few hours now, played around with it, pushed a little bit with it, and it's got a couple serious leaks in it. And we put about 4 gallons of fluid in it. You couldn't even see it in the sight glass, and that brought it up to just above, right below the full mark on the sight glass. But I can tell that it's down just a little bit, and you can see right here that it's just pouring out this one cylinder. I ordered seal kits for the entire dozer, so all new cylinder rebuilds. That's something that's coming up. The hoses are going to need to be rebuilt. Probably all the pins are going to have to be pulled and maybe re-sleeved just to tighten it all up. I don't know. The other thing is the tracks. Well, let me tell you one thing that really scared me first, and I'll get back to everything else. Is this vent right here? This is supposed to be a vent, supposed to do a 90-degree out. It's supposed to have like a little air vent right here, so that when pressure builds up in this tank, it has somewhere to go. Well, that was broken off. Off camera, I took an extractor and pulled that out and put this plug in yesterday. I ordered a new 90-degree steel, stainless steel 90-degree turn, and a new vent cap to go on top of that. So we'll have that. That's actually the part that's broke off. You can see right here. So the only reason I knew how it even looked was I looked in an old parts manual, and then I watched some old videos of some of these dozers, and I actually seen one in the video that had the actual proper vent. And that's what the problem is I went ahead and ordered all the manuals for this thing. So you can still get the manual. and you can still get parts. So now back to the parts that I'm concerned with. The tracks. The tracks are, I mean, it's extended all the way out. But the hardware, like the rollers, they're in good shape. They're not worn out. They've been replaced. At some point, those have been replaced. The rear sprockets look pretty decent. The front idler looks pretty decent. I mean, it's got some wear, but it's not bad. I mean, I've seen a lot worse than that. I've seen considerably worse than that. But it's all the way extended. Well, I got into doing some reading and some research, and depending on which serial number your dozer is, there could be two different track lengths. So one serial number is from 9500 and down. We'll use a 34 link chain, and another serial number, I think it's 9501 and up, it's 37. Well, I'm kind of thinking, looking at the tracks, they're, the chains are not horrible. I mean, they're just not that bad. They're flat on the bottom. I'm just not seeing a horrible bunch of damage. And like I said, the rear sprocket doesn't look terrible. That's not the worst I've ever seen, especially for a farm dozer. So what I'm gonna do real quick is count the tracks or count the links and see if they put the wrong tracks on this thing. And the next question is, with these being fully extended, can I take one link out? That's the next question. Can I take one link out and shorten these chains? If I know I can. There's nothing, a torch, plasma cutter, and a torch, we can't do it. We can do it for sure. But is this the right way to go? And it's the same on both sides, because if we come over here to the other side, again, it's what makes me think they put new chains on this. Yeah, put the wrong chains on it, because this one over here, guys, I'm thinking and talking to you at the same time. That's a bad combination. So this one right here is fully extended. I mean, all the way out. And we're going to look here. And again, this one's tight, but there's just nothing left on it. I mean, that's fully extended. And again, I don't see any indication that on the tracks that, I mean, these look pretty decent. I've seen worse, I've seen worse. They're not perfect. I don't know, guys. We'll count real quick. We'll start right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. It's as I suspected. This has got a 37 link track on it, and it's supposed to be 34. And that would account for the enormous amount of, I mean, this thing was completely extended out. So maybe I don't have to buy tracks for it. So in the comment section, if you guys see something, or you know something I don't, this is a dresser TD7E, and its serial number is 9500 and below. All right, what we're going to do now is go ahead and check the transmission fluid. That's the only fluid. The transmission fluid and the hydraulic fluid are the same kind of fluid, my understanding, but they're two different areas. One's under the seat, and then this is the hydraulic fluid for the blade. So what we'll do is I've checked the oil already. The engine oil is fine. So that's been changed. I mean, it's a recently modern Wix filter, so that's not too old. Check the oil. The oil is really good. I haven't checked the air filter, and I have ordered all new filters for this thing. Everything, all the hydraulic filters, all the air filters, all the fuel filters, all the oil filters. That's over $300 of filters on this thing. So I intend for this to be a fairly serviceable unit at the end game. I know we got a lot of work ahead of us, but I want to use this on the farm. All right, why do I want a dozer? Well, the reality is we're going to quit messing around. I've kind of played with jobs and with tractors, and I love my tractors, and we're going to continue to use the tractors. But there's some things that it just takes so much time with a tractor that a dozer is going to do better. And obviously, there's a lot of things a tractor can do better than a dozer, like not tear your ground up for one. But we're going to go back here and we're going to do some major dirt work, like some really big dirt work. Turn this around here where you guys can see. So what I want to do is terrace this down. So I want right here where I'm standing to kind of drop off about 8 feet down in a mild angle, and then go flat for a long way out, and then drop down about 8 feet down, and then go flat for a long way out. Because my property goes downhill, which means everything is kind of downhill. I want some flat, usable spots. And like over here, we want a trail that's going to go around to the other side of the property. But there's a big gully right there. So I want to like make a road across there. So a lot of things that we need to do. Because I can use this dozer for years and never get done with all the projects I want. I know it's not going to push down some of the big trees that we got out here, but I think, you know, it will push them down. You just got to take time and dig the roots up. But that's one thing I got time. So I priced a rental dozer, and it was going to cost like $7,000 to just do some of the bare minimum, like keep it here for just a little over a week. $7,000. Where this, you know, I can work when I want to have it. That's like the mini excavator. It's really nice to have the mini excavator here and not rent one, because there's so many days where I've got 2 hours to work. Well, I don't have time to go rent a mini excavator and bring it out here, work for 2 hours, and then carry it back. Where with this dozer and the mini excavator just staying here, whenever I have the time to work, I can just walk out the door and go work. All right, let's get back to that dozer. So what I've noticed already is that the radiator in this unit is not the factory radiator, because the factory radiator mounts go right here. So this is some aftermarket, something that's been rigged up, and you can see also the surge tank. So there's a radiator mount, and that's a radiator mount, one on both sides, and they're not here. So this is definitely not a factory, radiator. Man, that could be a factory surge tank. Y'all tell me what you think. I'm curious as how this all is put together in here. A radiator that's loose will leak eventually. Surge tank's got a hole cut out on the bottom and one on the top, so definitely not any good anymore. All right, like I said, this is an aftermarket tank. This right here, I said this aftermarket tank, the aftermarket radiator. This right here is where the radiator cap used to go. There used to be a little lid that flipped open. So somebody's done this repair. Not much more of a welder than I am. Don't look like it, you know. But it's pretty big radiator, so it's probably more cooling capacity. But I can't see any kind of fluid in there at all. Let's see if we can hear it. So I've got some just full strength antifreeze, because I'm figuring that whatever was put in here in the past was probably mostly water. Now, obviously, I'm just going through and getting it running so I can kind of test out everything and see what I need to fix before I tear into it. So all the radiator fluid's going to be swapped out, but I figure I need to at least have some. This radiator fluid I'm putting in has some types of lubrication properties in it that's going to help not wear the water pump out. God, guys, I can't talk and do this at the same time. Y'all bear with me. Well, I'm over half a gallon and we still not got anywhere near the full. Oh, so we were, well, that wasn't too bad. That was probably 3/4 of a gallon low. This was probably a 4, maybe a 5-gallon system. Definitely, I've seen worse. Yeah, we're going to have to address the old radiator thing. It's kind of an odd thing. All right, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull the seat up and put the shake the transmission fluid. The seat, again, is not factory. The factory seat is completely gone. They've got a piece of plywood here, so set this off out of the way. Makes working on it easier. Now I got you in here with the camera where you can see. It's the old dipstick. It's got one of those deals where you you unloosen the screw, and that keeps the plug. It flattens or squeezes the plug out when you screw it tight. There's oil on it, so that's a good sign right there. If anything, I'd say it's a hair over full. All right, quick question. Do I check this thing running, or do I check it when it's off? You know, the fact that it does have fluid in it is promising to me. Okay, we have transmission fluid, we have engine oil, we have coolant, we have hydraulic fluid. I have not checked the air filter. I did put fuel in it. The fuel filters look like they have not been changed in quite some time. If you look right here, I'd say these have been on here for, I mean, they're starting to rust. So I'm saying those dudes are going to be here. They've been on here for years. I got 2 new ones on the way. Or actually, I already got the fuel filters. So, but I want to change all the filters at once. And right now it runs, so I'm not going to mess with that. Got plenty of fuel. Just put 5 gallons of fuel in it. I got another 5 gallons of farm fuel to put in it. Let's go ahead and just change. You know what? Let's check the air filter. Just do it. Just because we're here. How about that? Hopefully I can get it off with my Leatherman. Should have a wing nut, but this one does not have the wing nut. Put a list. On the list, I need a 3/8 inch wing nut. So we can take this nut off and blow this air filter out from time to time. All right, lay odds. Don't cheat. In the comment section, tell me if there's going to be a mouse nest in here or not. Oh. One thing, I just dropped the washer thingy at the bottom. I was looking for mouse things, and that's something I get to dig around under the tractor for in a minute. It's got an inner outer. Let's see how. Actually, the inner looks really good. That's not very old, or not very old, or not very used. No dust in it. The outer's got some. Anybody's worked on equipment seen worse than that. I guarantee you they have. But I got a new filter. These things are not cheap, man. These like that filter's $52, and that one's like $38. So they're not cheap. That back on first. At least we know, right? We know. That's the most important thing, is that we know. Right tool for the right job. All right, putting fuel in this thing is a little bit difficult with 5-gallon cans. The actual fuel plug is behind the seat. Has a dipstick, so you don't even know how. It doesn't have a fuel gauge. However, you know what? A dipstick is reliable. It doesn't lie. So right now we've got a little over probably 6 gallons of fuel in this thing. I'll go ahead and put a little bit more. Another 5 gallons in there. Get to wipe all that down now. I'm guessing this is about a 20, 25 gallon tank. All right. That's heavy. All right, the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put in some Lucas injector cleaner. Says this one of these is 25 gallons. I'm gonna put the whole thing in there. It'll be all right. Any kind of water or anything that's left over in here is gonna get kind of absorbed into it and burnt. Plus, it'll break up any stuff on the injectors. I like Lucas products. I really do. Not sponsored by them. I just like them. All right, before we get out, I'm going to go ahead and grease anything I can find that got a grease fitting on it. Yeah, some of them don't have grease fittings anymore. They've been broken off, and so therefore there's just no grease fittings left. Good example is right here. There goes a grease fitting. It's not there anymore. We'll have to address those. At the back of the property, there's a place where the original road went down, and it's in such bad shape that I never would attempt it with a tractor to repair it. So we're gonna see what we can do with this dude, with this dozer in its current condition. Hopefully, I'm not fixing this dozer in the back of the property because something breaks. So yeah, we're gonna go through it. I promise you guys, we're gonna go through it, and I'll take you guys with me. This is my passion. This stuff is my passion. And other stuff we do on the channel, I enjoy doing, but repairing old pieces of equipment, this is my passion. Woo! Motor. Parking brake off. Another thing, the bushings in the rollover protection system are worn out. This thing beats to death, and it beams and bangs and clangs, and somebody's welded it, tried to weld it up at some point, and yeah, we're going to have to take the crane and pick those up. This thing's annoying. So we're going first gear, but anything above first gear, and it's going to be really loud. All right, let me come show you what we're going to do. So this is the original logging trail right here, and the water rushes down, which we will have to address that as well. I'm going to put cross levees, if you will, to divert the water all over to the side. So right here is where the actual logging trail goes, and it washed out. It's a pretty good gully right there. Not terrible, but more than you really want to accomplish with a, or attack with a tractor. So what I did is I just run around it on the outside here and use this. So my goal is to push all these little trees down right here. We'll push all these out of the way and then use this dirt right here to push over into that washout and fill that up. So let's go around from the back side and I'll show you what it looks like from looking up the hill. I would have the drone out here today playing, with you guys so you could see this, but a little bit better. Look at the deer. Well, we got a big old buck back here. He likes the food plot we planted. But anyway, I would have the drone out here, but it's been raining on and off, and I don't want to get that thing out. So this is where the original, this right here is where the original logging trail went, and it come down, which makes it a lot nicer, straight road coming down. So that's what our goal is, to have this accessible with a pickup truck. Right now, it's not. It's only accessible by tractor and by side by side. So yeah, we'll push all of these trees right here over into this ditch. There's a gully right here. Not really comfortable about getting real close to that right now because that thing don't have any brakes at all right now. So we'll take and push all these trees over into this gully. Have to be really careful here because that dozer has zero brakes, none at all, which is a little bit scary. We'll get into that. I'm pretty sure that the brakes actually work. I think the linkage is disconnected or has come loose or something like that. Maybe a hairpin fell out. Who knows? But the fact that the turning brakes work indicates to me that probably the brakes work. It's just some kind of linkage issue. Guys, again, if you know more about this dozer than me, by all means, feel free to let me know. So first things first, we're going to come in here. We're going to come in here, push these trees out of the way, and probably push these trees out of the way and see if we can move this dirt over into this hole, pack it into the road. It's pretty wet today. It's been dry for a long time, though, so I think once we get past the first couple of inches, it's going to be plenty dry to work with. Someone once asked me, it's like, hey, can you show how you doing your YouTube channel? We actually get that quite a bit. To be a halfway decent YouTube channel, we spend as much time spinning up or setting up our cameras as we do anything. So what you see me now is walking down the street, walking down this road, set this camera up so you guys can actually see something. Back up the hill. All right, here goes. Alright, they're pouring some fluid out right there. Leaking a little radiator fluid, looks like, overflowing. Nothing major. We topped it completely off though, so that's expected. But that's just what I've done so far. One pretty good sized tree. I'm going to move the camera so you guys can see these bigger trees pushing this over. That's about a 12-inch base tulip poplar. I think that other one's tulip. All these are tulip poplar. So let's see if I can get you a camera angle that you can actually see this happen. All right, so there's the trees that we're gonna, one in the back. That's probably 12, 13 inches at the base, tulip poplar. The one beside it's probably the same size, and then there's a couple of small ones there. So we'll come up high and push the closest one to the dozer over first, and then grab the second one, push it over, and then we'll come back and get up onto the root ball and see if we can just pry the root ball out of the ground and push it off into that gully. See if I can get a root. Go out a little bit further. Yeah, break that root. Big root. There it went. That may let me push it over now, because there's nothing on this side to hold it. Unfortunately, I just push it right into the other one. calm down. We're already so much farther away, and this thing ain't even really ready to work. Looks like the radiator might have a leak in it. I'm not sure. I see a little steam, but no indication that I'm overheating. However, it does not have a fan shroud on the radiator, so it's not sucking air through. On a hot day, this might be an issue. So anyway, I feel pretty good about it. I want to make sure that get some gauges on this so I can actually see the temperature, work on these tracks, get all these seals fixed. But man, how much fun is that right there? That would have took a week with a tractor, and you know, with how many times have I said in my videos that a tractor is not a bulldozer, but a bulldozer is a bulldozer. Even an old broken down, this dude's about clapped out, and it still can just ram through these little trees and stuff like nobody's business. Looking forward to doing a lot more. I'm going to show you guys one more thing. I thought this was kind of funny right here, where the old tilt left and right is held together with some zip ties, and the zip ties kind of give way right there. They fell down, so we're without tilt. I have to, anytime I want to tilt, I have to hold it on like this and tilt left and right. That's why you guys kept seeing me stop all the time. All right, let's get back up to the house. All right, this is our first use. We've used it about an hour. The track adjustment didn't leak back on this side, the left side. So, and I don't see any major oil leaks like from the transmission, gearboxes. I got to check all the gear hubs and everything. But even this one over here, it didn't leak back. It's still where it was. These cylinders up here are just pouring fluid out of them. So that's going to have to be fixed. I don't see the whole front of Dozer blade really needs to be rebuilt. We probably need to take the blade off and just take our time and rebuild that thing. But we'll get to that too. But overall, I mean, like I said, the engine didn't overheat or anything I could tell. Like I said, I can't really tell you because I don't have an engine temperature gauge. We'll have to put new gauges in it and sensors and all that stuff. But, that's, it's what you expect when you buy a little Dozer like this and pay as little as we did for it. But the fact that I just did all that work with it tells me I feel a whole lot better about the undercarriage. I don't think any of the rollers are locked up. And I think they put the wrong tracks on here. And so therefore, yeah, we may get away with a little cheaper repair. And again, this is for a farm use. So this thing should, if we can shorten those track lengths and get the tracks, reasonably operational for no more money than what we got into this thing, man, this will last us the rest of our life. Don't forget to turn that battery off. So note to me, got to fix the lever to control the shifting like this, left to right, up and down. And these right here are just clapped out, man. I mean, they're tough. They're really bad shape. But we'll, all things considered, I'm still tickled to death at how strong the engine is, and then the transmission, man, it seems solid. Oil looks good, feels good. All right, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. I really appreciate the comments and any wisdom you have on a Dresser TD7E Dozer built in about 1982-84. Hey, I'm looking for that wisdom on this. I've got a lot of mechanical experience, but not a lot of experience on this Dozer. No experience on this Dozer. But appreciate all the comments and wisdom that you can impart. And hopefully you guys if you're interested in this, I'll do a lot more videos on it. I know it's a passion of mine. I'm sure it's a passion of other people's too. Listen, God bless. Have a great day.